وَيَتَّعَايَنُ عَلَى الْمُؤْمِنِينَ, and the obligation is on the believer at the call off that he will copy Ta'ala, the Most High, what Ta'ala called, and he will be depending بِأَسْمَائِهِ on his names, وَصِفَاتِهِ and his action and his character. So inshallah, maybe next time I'll talk about explaining it to you. That's a powerful saying of Muhammad the Prophet. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Translated, it says, the believer has an obligation on him to copy the Most High in his attributes and his names. So I'm finished. I closed my little notes up here. So it's saying, I want to be a chemist. So what are you doing? You're copying chemistry. I want to go into medicine. What do you do? You're copying medicine. I want to be an architect. What are you doing? You're copying architecture concept. You understand what I'm saying? Understand this, dear believers. Every single one of us are copying. We're copying. You have copied somebody. That's not you. Those clothes you wear, you copying somebody. The way you comb your hair, you copy somebody. The way you walk, you copy somebody. So Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that if you're a believer, you have the obligation to copy God. Allahu Akbar. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. When you pass away, you're not going to take this mask with you in the car, the bank account into the grave. You're not taking that with you. What you're going to take with you is your good deeds. You understand? So you take Ar-Rahman with you, Ar-Rahim with you, Al-Malik, Al-Qudus, Al-Salam, Al-Mu'min, Al-Muhammad, Al-Aziz, Al-Jabbar. And with the help there, I'm laughing with my teacher there. He did help me. He's a good young man. He's a very young man. And this is what you're going to take. The only way to get you to understand this, real quick. In the mother's womb, you had in there a placenta. You was in a bag. You had water in that bag. You had all of that in here. See, look what I'm trying to say. You had all of that in there. You had that bag. You had that umbilical cord. That's how you survived. If you didn't have that bag and that umbilical cord and that water, you couldn't survive. Listen to me. Once you come out of there, I don't see none of you walking around with that bag on you. I don't see none of you walking around with that rope. You hear what I'm telling you now? Because you don't need that in this world. You needed it in the first world. Allahu Akbar. So you're going to need something in the next world. And that next world, you need the attributes of Allah. Because it's only His attributes that will survive in the next world. Allah. It's not going to survive only here. It survives in the next world. Allah. I'm trying to talk to you, trying to give you something. Because it's going to be a shocker. I got some friends when I was a young man out of my home in Chicago. We was gangsters. Gangbang, fighting. Allah blessed me to come out of that room. They didn't come out of that room. Half of my friends are dead. The other half is crippled. Eye knocked out. Arm shot off. You understand? But Allah blessed me to come out that way. So it's the same analogy. And the only way to survive it is to embrace the attributes of Allah. So yes, you'll keep up your prayer. You get you an education. We need a carpenter in here. We need a constructor in here. We need an engineer in here. We need an electrician in here. We need an AC man in here. Okay? So you go after those building trades and skills and knowledge. We need somebody now to go into international trade from this floor. Don't be afraid. Go into international shipping. Off of this floor. Lord. Go into industry. Off of this floor. Big, huge mind. min ad-dunya. Seek the hereafter, but don't forget your share in the material world. Allah. Ma'am, I'm 60 years old, I'm 70 years old, I'm 67 years old, and I'm looking for some more money. You understand what I'm telling you? Yeah, I couldn't get out of bed the other day. I need some money because there's too many poor people that I know. This one losing this house, that one losing this house. I can't be no person that's thinking about myself. Muhammad the Prophet wasn't like that. You true believers, you must expand your mind and become billionaires and trillionaires in order to make this world better. It ain't going to get better unless you accept that responsibility. Lord, I'm talking to you. Allah is making me say this. It's not falling on deaf ears. Some of you scared to death, you're shaking on the floor. And then you, if I would let you, you turn your head like this here. So who are you talking to? I'm talking to the one turning his head. Lord. Yeah, you need this kind of talk. You ain't no sissy. Allah don't make sissies. I don't care what they don't like to turn. You know, they say you ain't supposed to say that. That's hate crime. You go to hell. Okay? Yeah, you let that, don't cut that out. Leave it just as I said. You know, they can cut stuff out, you know, because they go, oh, he ain't saying that right. They can sue me. Allah says, let there be no change in the creation of Allah. La tabdila li khalqillahi. Let there be no change in the creation of Allah. Allah. They ain't talking about no stuff that you think. They talking about let there be no change in man's thinking. I'm looking at that. Look at us in this room. Poor. Majority of us poor. Because the thinking has been changed. And I'm going to say this, I'm not a racist. If the majority in this room was Caucasian, they would be more percentage-wise of business owners and less percentage-wise of employees. I know that hurts, but you see, you have to hear the truth. You get 100 Caucasians, all of them are not employees. 50% of them, owners. Excuse my language. So something's wrong. And when are you going to get leaders that going to talk to you like this and wake you up to this reality? We just love to sleep. Give me a job, $500 a week. And you who want $500 a week, you are able to give 500 people a job for $500 a week, but you have not been awakened to your assets. You've been lied to. And nobody has challenged you. Oh, Nasir, you've been like this since 1977. I don't care if I be like this in 2877. If Allah give me breath in my body, I'll still talk this way as long as the problem exists. Allah. I'm not going before Allah on the day of resurrection and to say, wait, did you know these things? Yes, Allah. Well, why didn't you tell them? Because they wouldn't like me. They want to get rid of me because I wouldn't rock them to sleep. Allah said, you won't fear them more than you fear me. You understand? What good is it for you to read the Quran and you're not living it? You might well not open it up. That's not right. And you would never respect me if I didn't talk to you like this. You slide down the tubes and I see you slide down and I don't say nothing. What kind of man is that? What kind of leader is that? No. And there's some young brothers in there. I see them. You look good, man. I'm glad to see you, young brother. And I talk like this around them and this young man and a few others because they have to see that there's men here. Somewhere there's a man. And in his heart, maybe he hasn't seen that before. So now he has something to measure up to. I'm not a beggar man. I used to sit on the floor. I didn't have no money. They'll tell you. I've been here 40 years. When I came here, I didn't have no education. I didn't have no money. I didn't have no job. But I came in contact with this Quran here. وَابْتَغِي فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ. That means and seek the hereafter. وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Don't forget your share of the material world. I read that and I said, what am I doing? I had nothing in this pocket. Nothing in here. But I'm a Muslim. Respect me. Couldn't pay no charity. I'm a man. Couldn't pay the light bill. I'm a man. Respect me. I'm black. Nothing in my pocket. Well, at 10 seconds, see what that minute took. I forgot my shit in the material world. And I go among other Muslims who are not black, and I got my hand out among them. But you call, I'm a man. I want to be respected. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking to African Americans. You got to get out of that beggar mentality. And you got to stand up as a man as other races. You don't come to Islam and trade one white man for another. I know, I told this to my brothers, I hurt their feelings. You don't trade one white man as a slave master for another slave master. Yet you the slave. When Muhammad came to free the slaves, Allah. If you was in the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad, with them eyebrows, muscles in your eyebrows, you know what Muhammad would do for you brothers? He'd go to Tariq here. See Tariq brought Tariq? And Muhammad would say, Tariq, give me your belt. He was, Muhammad, this is a true story, this happened, I'm not making this up. Give me your belt, give me your robe. And he would go to you, who always begging, and he would say, come here, brother, take this robe, go out and get some firewood, come back in the city and sell it. Muhammad the prophet took beggars and made them business people. Tax dealers. Well, I know I ain't get a lot of tax dealers then. Lord. That's okay, you got the point. You come to this masjid, you got to be productive. You got to be thinkers. You can't come here and go to sleep. We're not going to lull you to sleep. Charles been working 40 years. This man right here. Got some other brothers. Melvin been working. Trying to keep the lights on in here. And the majority of people come here and put a penny in the cherry bucket. Sit down and suck up the air conditioning. And the night, you know what I'm saying? These brothers been struggling. That's not fair. That's not right. Lord, excuse me for calling your name. I don't mean to do that. But if that would make them more of a man, then Allah forgive me for doing that. But that's my only motive. Lord, I love you, brother. And I don't want to see you resting on your assets any longer. Lord. Rub that latches and prove and add about it. What happened to them? Lord.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya as-salah, hayya al-falah. Qaqamat as-salah, qaqamat as-salah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون. كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون. ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا والجبال أوتادا وخلقناكم أزواجا وجعلنا نومكم سباتا. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد الدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد آمين تقبل الله. Allah accept your prayer.